You're gonna have to pardon my mess. I I don't know, I wasn't expecting to film a little video. I don't have a lavalier mic or anything, so I'm just gonna record into this Apple microphone as if it was one. I might put the earbud in so that it's like at a natural spot. For my creative component, I built this bicycle. I really like it. It's pretty cool. I'll show some footage of me riding it. In this footage, there's a lot of like heavy breathing because I was holding a GoPro in my mouth with like, you know, it flipped upside down and stuff. So you don't want to listen to that. But just to go over this bike real quick, the actual bike I purchased for, I want to say $500. And then it's a Surly Ogre from 2012. All the decals have been rubbed off of it. Very nice of them to do that. Very well loved bike, obviously. And then the racks are Surly racks too. The racks are from Surly as well. They're the Surly fat tire rack in the back, and then Surly front rack, Surly fork. And the platform's also from Surly, of course. I just wanted to keep it all within the Surly system because I know they're designed to go well with their bikes. They're also a Minnesota company, which is where I'm obviously from. In my research paper, I did a lot of talking about how bicycles are a future-proof mode of transportation. They don't require any gasoline or anything, and the maintenance costs are extremely low compared to cars, and then they can get you anywhere a car needs to go in about double the time, which is honestly not a bad trade-off considering how much less expensive they are. One of the common critiques I hear about bicycles is that they are bad in the snow. Like, what are you going to do if it's snowing? I, of course, being from Minneapolis, I am familiar with biking in the snow. And the solution is really just wear layers and get some fenders. So this bike has fenders from Planet Bike on it. They were just a bike brand that I read would work well with this frame, and so far they definitely do. If I had to change one thing about this bike, it would be these fenders, though. They are really nice and lightweight, but I don't like how they look, and I don't like how they rattle around when the bike is in motion. I can unmute the video for a second. If you hear a little bit of bike rattling, that's that. I have used this bike for most of my college career. The front rack makes it really easy to hold a crate of beer. Done that more than once. I usually get my groceries on it. I have a backpack that converts into a pannier bag that fits right on the back rack really nicely. It's my backpack that converts into a pannier bag very easily, just flips around. And then I always put it on the right side here, which makes it really easy to access. I typically am on the left side of my bike, but that's just a personal preference thing. And then with this rear rack came these two smaller bags, which are also pretty nice. They just clip on really nicely. This one's a little, needs an adjustment, and then they lock on, and you can carry a whole bunch of stuff. And again, it came with two of them, so one often goes up front. Still looking for a third bag, so I have capacity to increase my bike carrying ability even more. So whenever somebody says that you can't carry a week's worth of groceries with a bike, I'm usually inclined to disagree. I have done that on multiple occasions, And I've gotten groceries for my family too, with this back here, which is a little bike trailer converter. I found a Burley trailer on the side of the road that was free, and so I found this little adapter at my local bike shop and just threw it on my bike, and of course it works great. Can go carry a whole like Burley trailer's worth of stuff. Oh, there's this front chainring which I can adapt to. I don't have a front derailleur on the bike, I just have the front chainring. So if I want to go faster, I can move it up to the bigger chainring, which gives me a little more, well, it would be less leverage, but it would give me a little more high-speed, top-end power that I could deliver to the road. Usually I don't use it, though, because I'm usually hauling stuff with this bike. So I leave it on the smaller one. Oh, that didn't go right. Little 10-speed transmission in the back. And then something I really like is this tiny little bell up front. It's turned brown with age, but it used to be black, and it is very stealthy, but rings nice and loud. Very cool. And then I built this little adapter to make the fenders fit. Something else I really like about it is this little puck thing in here, which is actually a Apple AirTag enabled device, which allows me to very easily go to my bike. It says it's with me right now, and I can very easily like get directions to it, or even play a sound. I can make it alerts me when it leaves my location, except at 3 locations, which is home, school, or my apartment here. And then this is also rechargeable, so I can very easily recharge it. I have 3 stickers on the bike. The first one is this one. Oh, come on, focus. It says, "This machine kills fascists." I really like that. I know it's from like a folk singer, but I don't really know him all that well. I have an "I voted" sticker up front. And then, let's see. Down here, there is a "Angry Catfish" sticker, which is a bicycle shop that I got like some of the parts, like the grips from. They're pretty awesome, pretty progressive bike shop. You might have seen some of their posts when Alex Pretty was killed. He was an avid shopper at that bike shop, and so they did a lot for him. They did like organized community events for him and stuff. So all in, I think this bike cost me probably somewhere around $600, and then the bags came free with this rack. I got the rack for $50. That bag, the backpack bag, it was a little bit more of an investment at around, I think, $120. When you compare that to the cost of a car, the cost of like insurance for 1 month is the cost of that bag, and this bike is the cost of insurance for, I don't know, half a year. It can move you around almost as well as a car in most situations within a city. The nice part about cycling infrastructure is that it makes it even easier to use something cheap like this to get around your city. I understand that not everybody can cycle around where they need to go, but I think a lot more people that can should consider it, because it's a much more affordable way to get around the city. It keeps you healthy at the same time. If it's too hard for you, you can consider an e-bike, which is slightly more expensive, but might act as more of a true car replacement. A lot of them these days are advertised as such because they really are capable of doing some amazing things. If you have any questions for me on how to build a bike, you're welcome to email me. Email is mhearn@mines.edu. That's mhearn@mines.edu. I'm happy to answer any questions about this bike or about a bike that you're trying to build for car replacement, for getting around your town. But in reality, just any bicycle for most trips is typically good. One tip that I have is that when you're cycling with a backpack on, a lot of the energy goes into just moving that mass around on your back. So it is really good to just get those bags right off your back. Lets you go way longer distance and be way more comfortable on your bike. One thing that I would change about this bike is I think a more upright stance when riding would be preferable, because a lot of like mountain bikes, this bike has more of a mountain bike geometry for sure. They have a like hunched over sort of riding position to them. And when you're riding long distances, it's definitely good to be sitting up straight, which is what you'll see with a lot of like Dutch bikes. Looks like I'm just about to get home maybe from the grocery store. Hopefully this has been informative to you, and I hope that you will consider biking as a mode of transportation within your city. Stay safe, get riding, have a good day, bye.